Skateboarding is not a hobby, and it's not a sport. Skateboarding is a way of learning how to redefine the world around you. It's a way of getting out of the house, connecting with other people, and looking at the world through different sets of eyes.
Why are you rebelling again?
What do you got?
We were trying to change something.
Skateboarding is a way of learning how to redefine the world around you.
The owners of this country don't care about the poor and the
Now, baby, push me. Push me again now.
What's up, you miscreants, you misfits, and you outcasts of society? In this episode, we delve into the profound connections between facing fear, skateboarding, mental health, drawing insights from the Jungian teachings. Jordan Peterson, Jerry Seinfeld, and Andrew Huberman. But before we jump into that, let's tackle a crucial topic: the side effects of keeping children safe and shielding them from adversity. We all want to protect our kids, no doubt. It's only natural. But what happens when we wrap them up in bubble wrap and we shield them from every scrape and fall? We're doing them a disservice. As Jordan Peterson points out, facing challenges and overcoming obstacles is essential for personal growth. When we rob our children of the opportunity to experience failure and adversity, we're actually stunting their development. Let's take a peek at Jordan Peterson talking about skateboarding.
You know, I used to watch kids skateboard on St. George Street, which is kind of cool, you know, because obviously St. George is the Dragon Slayer. That's the street I work on, which I think is quite funny. And anyways, these kids used to, you know, they're teenagers, young teenagers. We had these long bar hand railings going down some shallow stairs, but a fairly good flight of them, and they would board slide down these rails. It's crazy. It's concrete that's pebbled. It's like, you don't want to land on that.
You probably heard a lot of bones crunching over the years. Yeah.
Watching them, it's like, you know, and they didn't have much protective gear on, and you know, and eventually the university put up things to stop them, you know, from doing this, which I complain about in this chapter for a bunch of reasons. But like, I liked watching those kids. I like watching skateboarders do those crazy things because they're trying to become competent. Like, and they're facing danger. They don't want the damn protective gear. Like, sometimes it's just stupidity. It's like, wear a damn helmet, you know? But sometimes it's not. It's like, no, I don't want to wear a helmet. I want to expose myself to this danger. It's not that I'm stupid. Maybe it is. You know, I'm just being careless.
Right.
But maybe it's not. It's like, no, I'm facing the danger. I'm trying to master it. And if you watch kids board slide down like handrails, if you don't think that that's courageous, then you're, and maybe stupid. Those two things aren't so easy to distinguish.
Yeah.
But it's brave. And when they do it, it's like amazing. It's impossible to do that. You jump in the air, you grab your skateboard, you balance on this stupid rail, you slide for 20 feet. And the price for failure is, well, you do the splits on the rail. That's not fun. You know, you land head first on that.
That's not good. That's not good.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
That can change your masculinity. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And so like, and the kids are often shooed away. It's like, wait a sec. They're practicing being courageous. They're practicing mastering something in the face of danger, you know, and a lot of the rebellious behavior of young men in particular, which is very frowned upon in the schools. It's like, that's toxic masculinity, you know, that horrid phrase.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, leave those damn kids alone.
Jordan Peterson says life is suffering, just like the Buddha said. It's how you are going to confront that suffering. Will you shrink away from it, or will you face it head on and grow stronger? Skateboarding embodies this philosophy perfectly. Every time you step on that board, you're facing the fear of falling or failing to land the trick, but it's through those falls and failures you learn and grow. Think about it. How many times have you bailed on a trick only to get back up and try again over and over and over? It's that resilience, that determination that sets skaters apart. And it's those same qualities that translate into real life successes. Next up, we got Jerry Seinfeld, one of my most favorite shows of all time. Not my most favorite stand-up comedian, but let's take a look at his perspective on skateboarding.
I'll tell you, one of the great activities is skateboarding. To learn to do a skateboard trick. How many times you got to get something wrong until you get it right?
And you keep falling and you hurt yourself.
And you hurt yourself, and if you learn to do that trick, now you got a life lesson. Whenever I see those skateboard kids, I think those kids will be all right.
Jerry Seinfeld knows what's up. Skateboarding is all about defying expectations and pushing those boundaries of what's possible. When you're out there on the streets, you're not just skating, you're innovating. We're innovating, you're creating, you're expressing yourself in ways you never thought possible. And let's not forget about the mind-body connection that skateboarding fosters. As Dr. Andrew Huberman often talks about, when you're skating, you're not just using your body, you're engaging your brain in ways that can't be replicated in a classroom. Physical activity isn't just good for your body, it's essential for optimizing brain function. When you're skating, you're improving your proprioception, your spatial awareness, and so much more.
Being a skateboarder, are we better off? Are we more capable than other people in society?
Absolutely, for the following reasons. You're always in a process of neuroplasticity. You're always trying to change your brain. Most people, after childhood, their brain doesn't change. They just become set in their ways. Skateboarding, people used to always joke, it's the fountain of youth. It really is, because it's really about learning and progressing forever. And whatever level you start off at, whatever level you're at, you're always trying to improve. And so you're keeping the brain circuits for plasticity alive. And that, I do believe, extends your life. It makes you live longer, not just happier.
So what's the takeaway from all of this? Skateboarding isn't just a sport, it's a way of life. It teaches us courage, resilience, and so much more. And when we apply those lessons to our everyday lives, the possibilities are endless. Next up, we're going to talk about Carl Jung and facing fear. Although Jung never skateboarded, or he never talked about skateboarding directly, he indirectly did. And that was mainly talking about fear. And Carl Jung was a big advocate of facing your fear. Fear is an emotion deeply rooted in the human psyche, often serving as a barrier for personal growth and fulfillment. However, Carl Jung proposed a transformative approach to fear, advocating for its confrontation as a path to self-discovery and psychological integration. Central to Jung's philosophy is the concept of the shadow, the unconscious aspect of the personality containing repressed thoughts, emotions, and fears. Jung believed that confronting the shadow, including its fears, is essential for individuation. Individuation is the process of integrating disparate aspects of ourselves to achieve wholeness and self-realization. According to Jung, ignoring or repressing fear only strengthens its grip on the psyche, leading to inner conflict and stagnation. Instead of embracing fear with courage and curiosity, which allows individuals to uncover deeper truths about themselves and cultivate resilience in the face of adversity. Skateboarding is a vehicle for confronting fear. Skateboarding is more than just a sport. It's a culture and a lifestyle rooted in creativity, perseverance, and self-expression. And at its core, skateboarding demands the courage to confront fears head on, whether it's fear of injury, failure, or social judgment. Every skater knows that exhilaration rush of dropping in on a ramp for the first time. These moments epitomize Jung's notion of facing fears as a catalyst for personal growth. By pushing their limits and embracing the inherent risk of the sport, skateboarders learn to navigate fear, resilience, and determination. Applying Jungian principles to skateboarding reveals profound parallels between the two. Just as Jung encouraged individuals to explore the depths of their unconscious fears, skateboarders navigate the hidden terrain of their own psyche through fearless exploration of urban landscapes and skate parks, or wherever you're skating. Moreover, the skateboarding community embodies Jung's idea of collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of symbols, experiences, and archetypes that shape individual and collective identity. Through camaraderie and mutual support, skateboarders create a supportive environment for facing fears, overcoming obstacles, mirroring Jung's emphasis on the importance of community in the individuation process. Beyond the physical, skateboarding offers numerous mental health benefits rooted in Jungian principles and self-discovery. By confronting fear in controlled environments, skateboarders cultivate resilience, confidence, and a sense of mastery over their emotions. I mean, that's not always the case. I've definitely got mad. Moreover, the creative expression inherent in skateboarding serves as a powerful outlet in processing and transcending fear and induced stress and anxiety, whether through mastering new tricks, filming or photographing, or participating in community events. Skateboarders find fulfillment and purpose in the pursuit of self-improvement and artistic expression. In the intersection of Carl Jung's teachings and the culture of skateboarding, we find a profound testament to the transformative power of facing fear. Through courageous exploration of the shadow self and fearless engagement with the challenges of skateboarding, individuals discover new depths of resilience, creativity, and self-awareness. As Jung famously said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." In the fearless pursuit of their passion, skateboarders embody this sentiment, forging their own path to self-realization and mental well-being, one trick at a time. And that's going to do it for this episode of Screaming at a Wall. Thank you so much for listening and watching. And make sure, if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Until next time, stay free. Peace.
What are you rebelling against?
What do you got?
We're trying to change something.
Skateboarding is a way of learning how to redefine the world around you.
The owners of this country don't care about the poor and you know.
Now, baby, push me.